IAPT is a grassroots organization working for undergraduate uh, physics teachers as well as students. It conducts various academic programs and activities throughout the country. It also works for disseminating the scientific knowledge, promotion of scientific temper, culture, and focus on improving quality of physics education at all the levels. It organizes seminars, competitions, conferences, conventions, stage shows, lab workshops, competitions, uh, and both for teachers as well as students. It's a democratic body and, elected every 3 years, has about 23 regional councils and many sub-regional councils. It has a large number of members. Is supposed to be the largest voluntary group of science teachers and students. It conducts various examinations at national level, such as NSC, NJC, NSCJS, and so on. It also conducts the training programs as well as the leading to the All India, sorry, Asian level Olympiads as well as international Olympiads. Monthly bulletin, which is published by the IAPT, is also very much appreciated by most of the teachers, which is dedicated to for improving the physics education. The national level competitions for experiments in physics, computational physics, as well as essay competitions, photo essay competitions. These are some of them. It also awards some of the for some distinguished teachers and students annually. The annual convention is also held once in a year. The journals which are published are dedicated to physics and physics education. The website gives a lot of inputs about all these things. So far as SRC08B is concerned, Mumbai is concerned, we conduct every year certain routine programs such as the summer school, the winter school, where the minimum 30 students normally enroll for each school. This year, we have planned 2 summer schools in Mumbai. At the same time, we do have series of lectures. One is R.M. Dharkar Memorial Lecture Series, and at the same time, uh, Professor S.C. Pradhan Memorial Lecture Series. We normally have minimum 2 lectures per year. More than 2 are also sometimes organized. But most of these lectures are related to physics education. At the same time, we do conduct competitions for a variety of subjects, essay competitions, and so on at regional level. This last year, we conducted summer school for Konkan region, where about 50 students participated. Friends, for more information, you can join the website where each sub-center and regional councils have their own gallery where you will get a lot of information about the programs which they conduct. Thank you all and welcome all again.
Thank you, Bhole sir. Bhole sir is currently president of Mumbai Regional Council. We have with us, I can see Professor Ahluwalia, who is president of Central IAPT. He also has joined us. Professor Rekha Ghorpade, who is secretary of Central IAPT. She also has joined us. May I invite Professor Mahesh Shetty now to introduce us the today's speaker, Dr. M.L. Oglapurkar, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, all dignitaries here, Professor Ahluwalia, Ghorpade madam, Professor Bhole, Bodne madam, Sushmita madam, colleagues from Mumbai and all over India. And it is my pleasure to introduce Professor M.L. Oglapurkar. We kindly call him Prema Azuba of IAPT, that is loving Dadaji of IAPT. because last time when I was with him at convention, IIPT convention, he showed me the list of IIPT conventions. He showed me the list of IIPT conventions that he could not attend. I mean, he has attended most of the IIPT conventions, but he had a few conventions. He said I could not attend because of these reasons. So he's person with very, very meticulous work, and he has great experience of physics teaching. Not only that, I mean, 38 years of physics teaching experience. He retired, I think, in 2002. 84 years old, very active veteran IIPT Life member. When we were discussing this idea that there are new things keep coming in physics syllabus, and people always have this question of what to include, what to remove from syllabus. We decided let's have some kind of lecture series or discussions on this formal platform. And the very first name that appeared in front of me was Professor Uglapurkar. With his experience and with his active participation in IIPT activities. As active member of IIPT, he has participated in international Asian Physics Olympiad as well as International Physics Olympiad. He has been Indian team leader 3 times at Asian Physics Olympiad in Singapore, Vietnam, and Australia. And then he was also Indian team leader at International Physics Olympiad in Denmark, and when it was in Mumbai, India. He has, after completing his post-graduation, he has been recipient of Bhaskar Rai Award, which is Best Teacher in Pune University region in 1998. And he worked as Vice President of IPA Pune chapter. He has worked as exam coordinator of IIPT from 2002 to 2015. Okay, IIPT conducts 3 important examinations: NGP, NSEP, and now we have got examination for the school level as well. He has worked and held various kinds of responsibilities in IIPT. Of course, he was teacher in Babasaheb Garware College in Pune. There he worked for 38 years and he retired as head of physics department. He has also written 16 textbooks with various different authors, and he is a member of IIPT, Indian Physics Association, and Indian Institute of Education. So when it comes to this particular topic of discussion about physics syllabus, I think we have a very right person with us. So the podium is open to Professor Uglapurkar. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahesh sir.
Thank you.
Uglapurkar sir, you can start. You can also start sharing the screen. Yes, sir, you can start now.
Thank you, Mahesh sir, for all these good words. I am very fortunate to be a part of this ambitious program, H.C. Pradhan Memorial Lecture Series. Professor H.C. Pradhan was my good friend. I had a lot of interaction with Pradhan sir when I was chief coordinator of IIPT examination. Pradhan sir was director of HBCSE, and he was also chairman of National Steering Committee. Everybody knows that Pradhan had tremendous mastery over physics, over the subject. Whenever there was any doubt, the word of Pradhan sir was taken as the last word. Whatever Pradhan sir said, that is taken as the last word. And we'll forget his work for Marathi Vignan Parishad. So I'll remember Pradhan sir throughout my life. In fact, this is true for everybody. Anybody who has come in contact with Pradhan sir will always remember. So before I start, I pay my tribute to memories of Professor H.C. Pradhan. Okay. Now, coming to our today's lecture, do teachers enjoy advancement of physics education? Okay. Next slide, please. Next transfer. Yeah. I will begin this by a brief history of how curriculum and physics syllabi changed over last 6 decades. In fact, I am familiar with college education since 1955 or so. Let us say 1960, briefly. Okay, roughly. In 1960, you see the pattern of education. College education started after class 11. Right from British era, class 11 was matriculation or so-called SSC examination, and that was till 1975. Till Indira Gandhi ji introduced 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern, that British pattern was continued. So to begin with, when I was student and when I started my career as lecturer in physics, uh, the college education started at after class 11. Class 11 was matriculation. The college education initially it was 4-year BSc course after class 11. 4 years, uh, many times called first year FY, then inter science, then junior BSc, and then senior BSc. That was a pattern which worked long. Uh, in some universities, say Pune University, in about 1960 or so, just there was a change in name. Pattern was not much changed, but first year of college was called pre-degree. Pre-degree. And then after pre-degree, 3-year BSc course. Similarly, in Karnataka, it was called pre-university, PUC. So it was 3-year BSc course after pre-degree, and the pattern was more or less same. Sometimes that first year of college after pre-degree was called pre-professional, because engineering and medical entrance were after that second year of college. Some people call it science, some universities call these pre-professional, and so on. So engineering medical examinations, entrance admissions were after inter science, after 2 years of college education. Then the pattern for BSc was, for first year there were 4 subjects. For inter science or second year, 3 subjects. Again 3 subjects for junior BSc and senior BSc. In some universities, that third year or final year of BSc was called special or principal. So only 1 subject instead of 3. When there were 3 subjects for last year, it was called BSc general. And when there was only 1 subject for final year of BSc, it was called BSc special or BSc principal. So that was the pattern. As far as physics is concerned, in first year and inter science, there were 2 theory papers and 1 practical course. For third and fourth year of BSc, there were 3 theory courses and 2 practical courses. That was the structure. It was only annual exam. There were up to 1972 or so, 75 or so, only annual exam, entirely external evaluation. That was the pattern till about 1975. Physics courses, mostly traditional physics courses, general physics, mechanics, properties of matter, heat, thermodynamics, sound, optics, electricity, modern physics, atomic physics, and so on. Mostly traditional courses. In those old days, the atmosphere of college education was very pleasant, very interesting. We enjoyed college life. Not only for friendship, sports, Hindi movies, but academically. We enjoyed college life academically, and not only we, but students in that around 1960 or so were enjoying college life academically also. In the sense, most of the students had good relation, close relation with professors, with teachers. Personal interaction. There was excellent interaction between students and teachers. Not only physics teachers, but it is very surprising that teachers of any subject were knowing all physics students. Particularly in my college, there was a particular professor of botany, Dr. Miss Hema Sane. Although she was botany, we never studied botany, but she was doing every physics student, TYBSc physics student, and so many, but not only physics, mathematics, and so. So we had good interaction with that botany professor. She was very whimsical. She passed away last year, and she was so famous and ideas of tremendous whimsical ideas. Even Times of India had written editorial on Hema Sane. All newspapers in Pune, Mumbai, and all over Maharashtra had recognized the work of Dr. Hema Sane. She was a botany professor, but she was knowing everybody in the college, everybody. Particularly we physics students. We never studied botany, but we had good interaction with that botany professor. That's why I said in those days, students enjoyed college life academically also. Of course, students are bound to enjoy college life with respect to cricket, Hindi movies, sports, and so on, friendship, etc. But academically also, students enjoyed the college life. It was a very good atmosphere. Next transparency, please. Yeah. As I said, no, previous that, 1975. Please. As I said, major change in educational pattern was brought by Prime Minister Indira Ji. That was in 1975. She introduced 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern. It is not only 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern, but there were many changes in education system. So as the name suggests, matriculation or SSC, which was formerly at class 11, is now brought down to class 10 and 10 plus 2. So after HSC or matriculation at class 10, there were 2 years of senior secondary school or junior college or higher secondary, whatever we call it, but that was plus 2 pattern. Engineering and medical admissions came down to class 12. So senior college has was totally detached from these admissions to engineering, medical, etc. Engineering, medical admissions only after class 12. Then semester pattern was introduced for BSc. It was 3-year BSc after class 12. 3-year BSc with semester pattern. Please 1 minute. Let me open my tab. Somehow it has off. Just 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. I cannot see the transparency on my phone, so I'm also opening my tab. Okay. So that is how in 75 3-year BSc course was introduced. The pattern was 4 subjects at first year, 3 subjects at second year, and only 1 subject at third year BSc. Because semester pattern, the courses could be organized in a better manner. Then along with semester system, many new ideas were introduced. First of all, internal marks were introduced. That is always a point of debate. In principle, internal marks are essential. Internal marks are good because the student is evaluated throughout the year by his teacher, and if the teacher is the best person who knows what are the abilities of the students. But then, as everybody knows, the system of internal marks never worked properly because of political pressures and social pressures also. Internal marks were always doubtful. Even today, internal marks are doubtful. Many universities do not consider those internal marks for admission to postgraduate. Even Pune University, admission to postgraduate only external marks were considered. So then, in that sense, what is the use of internal marks? But anyway, in principle, system of internal marks is good. On paper, it is really good. Somehow, doesn't work properly. But then the idea should continue. It will continue, and it is our responsibility, teachers' responsibility, to see that the internal marks are taken in proper spirit. We don't just distribute the internal marks in a haphazard way, but they should be reliable, systematic. But that is our duty. But there are many social pressures, political pressures by which internal marks don't work, and people don't believe in internal marks. Anyway, that is unfortunate. Another aspect of this new system, question banks were prepared. Again, the idea is good, question bank. How far it works is again a doubtful matter. I don't know what is today, but in those days, in 1980 or so, question banks were prepared. As within 1 week, private publishers published solution banks. Not only question banks, but solution to question bank in physics, solution to question banks in chemistry, and so on. Books were prepared by private publishers, and they were sold in large number. And once it happened that question bank was delayed by university, Pune University, say, but then question bank was not published by Pune University, but it was published by some private person. Answer bank came into market before question bank even the university declared. Anyway, once again, as I said, there are many good ideas, but they are not implemented in a right sense. But again, it is the responsibility of teachers and academicians to see that good ideas continue and they become more and more reliable. Then the semester structure was for first year. There were 4 subjects. Yeah. Semester 1, 2 theory, 1 practical. Same thing for semester 2. Semester 3 and 4, there were 3 theory courses, 1 practical course. And semester 5 and 6, there were 6 theory courses and 2 practical courses. You can see the list of courses used for different semester. These courses include mechanics, properties of matter, heat, thermodynamics for first year. Then for second year, methods of mathematical physics, optics, lasers, electricity, magnetism, classical mechanics, quantum mechanics. At the third year level, quantum mechanics, electrodynamics, statistical physics, solid state physics, atomic physics, nuclear physics, and some electronics. That was at the third year level. Another major change after 1975 was the concept of project. Projects were made compulsory for third year basic students. Once again, the concept of project is excellent, no doubt, beyond doubt. But again, there is mockery of this good concept in many colleges. I used to tell my students that you're always forced to study syllabi prepared by university for various subjects. But project, here is the chance that you prepare your own syllabus. You are allowed to prepare your own syllabus. What you are going to study for that 100-mark course, project course at the third year level, you decide. You prepare the syllabus. A lower ability person will prepare low level syllabus. A better student, higher level students will prepare ambitious syllabus. So what you study, the student can plan. That is the greatest advantage of project. Once again, as I said, idea of project is excellent, beyond doubt. Many students use that properly, many students and teachers also, but there are about 50% students and teachers also who do not take the project seriously, and projects are simply conducted as a formality, rote formality. Uh, as I always say, it is again the duty of academicians and teachers to see that the concepts work properly. Okay. Next transparency, please. Next one. Maestro? Okay. 1990. Okay. Yeah. In 1990, the university modified the courses by introducing job-oriented optional courses at TYBC. Job-oriented optional courses were introduced at third year level. These job-oriented courses included, say, technical electronics, motion picture physics, maybe at some college vacuum technology, medical electronics, agrophysics, and so on. These courses were no doubt useful, popular among the students. Again, in around 1990, laboratory courses changed to a large extent. Uh, Better experiments were introduced, in fact, were made compulsory by universities. Sophisticated electronic instruments were compelled by the university to the colleges. Before that, even CRO was a luxury. In 1970 or so, CRO was a luxury to the college, and that CRO was very old style and so on. But after 1990, university changed the syllabus and forced the colleges to give high quality instruments, particularly sophisticated electronic instruments to the colleges. So students started using high quality power supplies, signal generator, uh, CRO, 15 megahertz CRO, and so on, which otherwise it was simply a exhibition piece. Yeah. So that was the a good change in about 1990 or so. Next slide, please. Yeah. Again, here is a list of changes in physics syllabi over the time. Again, as I said, in till about 1970, particularly major changes in the electronics. It is bound to be obvious. Till 1970, electronics was taught with valves, diode, triode, tetrode, pentode, and so on. It was a rote concept, but it was studied till about 1970. After this 1975, semiconductor devices were introduced. Semiconductor devices, bipolar junction transistor, APT, HCR, UJT, and so on. They were introduced after 1975. In 1980, linear ICs were introduced. That was a major change. First of all, as I say, till about 1990, electronics was a part of physics. Electronics was a course, or one or more courses in electronics, in physics corresponding to electronics. So in 1980, linear ICs, particularly op-amp, was introduced. It was again a very good addition. In 1985, digital ICs were introduced. Again, a good addition. So physics syllabi changed rapidly, particularly for electronics, from valves, then semiconductors, semiconductor devices like diode, triode, transistor, then linear IC op-amp, then digital ICs, and then in 1990, microprocessors were introduced. Initially, it was 8-bit microprocessor. Mostly very popular was 8085 microprocessor. All over India, it was taught vigorously, and it was very popular among the teachers as well as students also. And after 2000, 16-bit microprocessor like 8086 was introduced. So this is how physics syllabi changed, particularly electronic syllabi changed. Other than electronics, our changes were refrigeration, air conditioning was introduced. Solid state physics syllabi improved, and so on. So there was many good changes in 1990 up to about 2000. Next one, please. Yeah, 2000. After 2000, there was more and more modernization of physics syllabus. Several new topics were added: advanced computer programming, material science, nanophysics, of course, as I said, digital electronics, microprocessors, not only microprocessors, microcontrollers. So, good advancement of physics syllabi after 2000. Another change, NAC program was started at about 2000. Once again, it was initially a very good program and reliable, but after time, NAC program has been also unreliable because of political pressure from politicians and say social pressures. Somehow, in last few years, it is said that it is observed that NAC program doesn't work properly. But anyway, again, it's a good program, and till about 2010, it worked quite well, and colleges were improved. Colleges had to improve because of NAC program. Not only colleges, but teachers. Teachers had to show their biodata, improve their biodata. Teachers had to do more and more activities in order to improve the biodata for the NAC program. That was a good concept added by NAC program. Once again, it is the duty of academicians to see that the good programs are implemented properly without political pressures and so on. Next one, please. Yeah. After recently, 2022, once again, there was a second change in educational pattern. Prime Minister Modi ji has introduced this new education pattern, NEP. Excellent. Again, it is an excellent program on paper. Implementations are still going on, but anyway, it is good that NEP implementation is started in about 22. It was introduced in 2020, but some colleges are starting NEP in 22, some in 24 also. But anyway, more and more colleges are shifting to NEP from the old structure. I need not say much on NEP. All of you must have heard several lectures on NEP in last 3 years. Every year you listen a detailed lecture on NEP by eminent educationalists. So I need not say much on that, but still salient features of NEP, this new educational policy. The curriculum becomes more flexible, credit-based structure. I need not explain the details. Yes, it is important, and that educational pattern is more research oriented after NEP, more research oriented, not only for physics, but for all the subjects, more research oriented. Then next specialty of NEP is multiple exit options. Multiple exit options, all of you know that after first year, it is like certificate course, maybe in physics or chemistry or any other science subject. After second year, it is like diploma in say physics or chemistry or so. After third year, it is degree or BSc. And after one more year, it is BSc honors, which can be taken as first year for postgraduate and so on. So multiple exit options is again a specialty and good idea of NEP. Then vocational and skill development courses have been introduced because of NEP. Laboratory courses are supported by on-job training and industrial internship. Multidisciplinary learning is made compulsory for all the subjects, not only physics, but for all the science subjects. Multidisciplinary concepts have been introduced. Choice-based credit system, again, specialty of this NEP. And one more thing, internal marks are increased. 70 plus 30 evaluation, 70 marks for external examination conducted by university and 30 marks for the internal examination. Once again, it is the duty of teachers and other academicians to see that these concepts of NEP are brought forward, are implemented correctly in the right spirit. It is the duty of teachers to see that students get the advantage of NEP. Because ultimately it is the teacher who is to transfer knowledge and other skills to the students. So in a way, responsibility of teacher is increased. I'll come to that again afterwards. But NEP is a no doubt excellent progress in the field of education and intended to give better options to the students, better learning, and better opportunities to the students. That is NEP. Okay. Next one, please. Yeah. NEP courses in physics structure. Once again, I need not just go through this, but you can see semester 1, fundamental of physics, lab 1 course, semester 2, again fundamental physics 2, lab 2, semester 3, mathematical physics, electronics 2 theory courses, lab 3, semester 4, 2 theory courses, wave oscillations, optics, and 1 lab course, semester 5, 4 theory courses, mathematical physics, solid state physics, electrodynamics, classical mechanics. 4 theory courses and 2 lab courses. Semester 6, again 4 theory courses and 2 lab courses. Theory courses, atomic molecular physics, quantum mechanics, statistical physics, nuclear physics, and so on. Because in this NEP, syllabus is still more modernized. Physics syllabus particularly, which includes radar, CT scan, solar cells, numerical method, Python programming, and so on. Yes. Okay. So that is the NEP structure as far as physics basic syllabus is concerned. Next one, please. Okay. Yeah. As a result of adding these new courses, some topics have been deleted or some topics have been diluted. That is bound because when you introduce new topics, it should not be that the load on students and load on teachers is increased. So some topics, some old topics are removed, deleted. It may be that some teachers don't like those deletions, but whenever something new topics are increased, some old topics have to be diluted or deleted. So here is the list of topics that are deleted. That first line is for junior science, I think. Electrostatics and Van de Graaff generator deleted. Magnetostatics, deep circle, etc. These are deleted. For the BSc senior, geometrical optics is mostly deleted, diluted or deleted. Geometrical optics, that is less defects, cardinal points, Fermat's principle, resolving power, Brewster's law, photometry. Many of these topics are not seen at all in the syllabus. And in some universities, the topics are there, but very much diluted. Just there is no depth. Just touch the subject and go ahead like that. Similarly, heat engines are deleted. In hydrostatic surface tension is diluted or deleted. Sound, reverberation, musical scales, Doppler effect has been diluted. Doppler effect, you know, everybody can imagine that it's very important. The deletion of Doppler effect is highly objectionable. Doppler effect has to be there, and in fact, it should be studied in more depth. Sound, reverberation, and musical scales one can understand just to avoid extra load on students and teachers. Then cyclotron, dipole moment of electrons are deleted in syllabus. Curvilinear coordinates are introduced without uh, studying spherical and cylindrical coordinates. That becomes troublesome for the teachers to teach curvilinear coordinates without knowing spherical and cylindrical coordinates. Again, I think these last two lines are for junior science, junior college or +2 level. Eddy currents, LC oscillation, transistor at switch, radioactive decay. These are deleted from junior science. As I said, many topics are obviously deleted just to avoid the load on teachers as well as students. But some deletions are troublesome, like Doppler effect and maybe some others. We feel that this should not have been deleted or removed and so on. Next slide, please. In fact, I already said this, somehow it has come here. Limitations, okay. Some limitations and drawbacks of the NEP or in general say modernization introduced in physics syllabi. First, as I said, is there is no modernization, much modernization at high school level or junior college level. So it becomes there is a much gap between junior college and senior college. Again, it becomes the responsibility of teacher to bridge that gap. Because what is studied in junior college or high school level is much at lower level, and when the student comes to senior college or BSc course, suddenly he is forced to study advanced topics. So it is the responsibility of teachers to bridge the gap and see that the students are comfortable with advanced level topics, while studying advanced level topics. Many teachers feel that NEP syllabus is too lengthy. It has increased the burden to teachers as well as students. Next point I have said here is reduced teaching days and exam due to examinations. In again, if I go back to 1960, examination was completed in just 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days. One paper each day. So if exam starts on Monday, the exam ends by Friday or Saturday, one at the most possible. Now, SSC or junior college examination continues for 1 month. Government or education feel that there should be no excessive burden for the students. So after one examination, there should be a gap of 2-3 days, and then next paper again gap for 2-3 days, and next. So almost exam continues for 1 month or so. And if the exam continues for so long, when it is obvious that teachers will get less time for teaching. When the teacher is going to teach the concepts to the students, detailed things. So that is again a troublesome thing, reduced teaching days due to examinations. Doubts about internal marks, I already said. Yes, next, lack of face-to-face interaction. Face-to-face interaction is decreased in NEP and even after 2000 with modernization. In fact, modernization and has nothing to do, but in last 20 years or so, students have become more exam oriented, they are interested more in marks and not in knowledge. Again, it is the responsibility of teachers to see that students get interest in acquiring knowledge. Students get the joy of learning. That has somehow decreased, maybe due to social reasons and so on. But because students are exam oriented, they are interested only in marks. Face-to-face interaction between teacher and student is reduced, is less. When students use chat GPT and AI and so on, job of teacher becomes still difficult. Many times teacher is in awkward position when students are using the chat GPT and so on. So many times, in fact, students are better in using these modern techniques rather more than teachers. So again, the teaching becomes rather awkward, and teacher has to cope up with these modern techniques so that he can deal with the students in a better way. Last point I have said is private coaching classes. Again, particularly at +2 level, there is tremendous disturbance due to coaching classes. Coaching classes dull the minds of students. They kill the uh, natural potential of the student for authentic creativity. Coaching class simply give the formula, say these are the formulae, and without teaching, they start solving problems. There is so much teaching, there is no concepts and so on. These are the formulae, these are the techniques, and start solving papers, start solving problems so that you will score good marks and get admission to IITs and medical college and so on. So there is tremendous disturbance by coaching classes in our education system. Again, it is uh, the worry of educationalists and uh, uh, teachers to see that the pressure from coaching classes is reduced. Yeah. Next one, please. Laboratory education. Once again, it is a matter of sorrow that laboratory education is diluted. On paper, it is good. Everything is good. But in implementing the laboratory courses, uh, many colleges, not only in official area, uh, colleges in cities like Mumbai or Delhi and so on, they don't take the experimental course seriously. It is just taken as a formality. So I feel that experiments, laboratory course are mostly neglected or diluted. Skills are missing. Uh, Sophisticated electronic instruments are again responsible to reduce the skill. For example, in old days, it was ballistic galvanometer uh, using lamp and scale arrangement and so on. There was a lot of skill in using that. Uh, Similarly, potentiometer, Wheatstone bridge, and so on. Because of my introduction of sophisticated electronic instruments, uh, the skills of using electrical techniques, basic electrical techniques, are lost. Of course, in a way, it is unavoidable when sophisticated electronic instruments are available. Who will use ballistic calorimeter for measuring charge and for measuring small voltages and so on? So it is unavoidable, although old people like me feel that there should be skill based techniques like ballistic calorimeter and so on. But anyway, I welcome the use of sophisticated electronic instruments in for various electrical experiments. It will be as good as using a horse uh, because there is a lot of skill and there is a lot of culture and so on. Uh, it is unavoidable to use a car or train, flight, and whatever. Even though historically we feel somebody may feel that horse should have been used, or horse riding is a joy, is a hobby. Just like that, teachers can show old techniques like ballistic galvanometer and so on to the students, although not used for modern laboratory experiments and so on. Anyway, students have to take proper care in training the students in the laboratory. Particularly, I will say experiments used in Olympiad program. Some of you are well aware that Olympiad level experiments are 1,000 times more advanced or require more skills than traditional lab experiments. Is it not a responsibility of teachers to see that these Olympiad, at least one experiment each year? All these Olympiad experiments are available on website, on Google. Every teacher can study at least one experiment per year, Olympiad level experiment. Try to develop that experiment in his college. If necessary, the teachers can take the help of Homi Bhabha Center, particularly Dr. Sirish Patare. He is very cooperative, very helpful. So I will appeal to teachers that every year at least set up one Olympiad level experiment in your laboratory. If you cannot set up the experiment, at least understand the experiment and motivate the students to study such experiments. It is, as I said, the Olympiad level experiment are 1,000 times better, 1,000 times more skill than the traditional experiment. It will be really a pleasure for the teacher when he understands and when he conveys the joy of learning to the students. So, Olympiad level experiment should be copied, and teachers should try to convey these, enjoy these experiments. When you work hard, I am sure that teacher will enjoy these experiments much more than traditional laboratory experiments in the syllabus. So use these Olympiad experiments for more pleasure, better training of laboratory, and convey these to the students also. So what we expect from the teachers, first, say devotion. You have to work with full devotion. It is likely that some teachers have not chosen this teaching profession by choice. It may be that they are forced to work as a teacher. Many teachers are working by their own, but some teachers may be forced. In any case, once you accept the profession, teaching profession, you have to be loyal to the profession. Is it not a pleasure to get job satisfaction, full job satisfaction? Once you accept the profession as teacher, you have to work with full devotion. You will enjoy. In fact, some persons are fortunate because they have hobby and profession is same. For example, I myself enjoy the teaching profession. Even if I would, it is my hobby to teach to the students. I am very fortunate that I am paid for what I would do even otherwise. So you are fortunate if your hobby and profession are same. Say just like some cricketer like Tendulkar or some chess player, hobby and profession are same. So even teachers can try that. And once you work with devotion, you will enjoy that satisfaction. So work with full devotion, motivate the students. Continuity, I have already said. Many times there is a lot of gap between course studied in 1 year and where it begins in the next year. It is again responsibility of the teachers to bridge the gap and see that the students enjoy, students learn the subject matter with full satisfaction. In order to keep good teaching, it will be helpful to have reading new books. Reading new books, maybe textbook, maybe physics books, or maybe books like Surely You Are Joking, Mr. Feynman, or George Gabo book, etc. Brief History of Time, and so on. So keep on reading book. Visit research laboratories. Very helpful for updating your teaching, your knowledge and your teaching. At least once in a year, visit some research institute. You will always find some nearby research institute in Pune, Mumbai, Delhi. There are plenty, but even in official areas, you can always find some research institute nearby. Visit the research institute, uh, talk to the scientist working in the research institute. That will certainly help to improve your teaching. Attend and present papers at workshop. Again, this is a essential for improving your teaching and keeping with time. Yes. IIPT conventions are very useful to have interaction with other teachers, renowned teachers, and in general, your interaction and contact with teachers, contact with subject matter is considerably increased when you attend IIPT conventions. I am very proud, as already said by my sir, I have attended more than 30 IIPT conventions. And because of this, I am proud to say that I have a friend everywhere in the country. I have some friend in Guwahati. I have some friend in Srinagar. In any city, you say Chandigarh or Thiruvananthapuram also. I have some friend everywhere. Greatest advantage of attending IIPT conventions. So do attend IIPT conventions. Be a member of IIPT convention. Be a member of IIPT. Attend convention and as far as possible, present paper to convention, participate in different activities of IIPT. Say, you know that IIPT has many programs, essay competition, then experimental competitions, and so on. Try to participate in this. Even if you don't participate, you see what is presented by other colleagues for these competitions. That helps to improve your knowledge and to get some new ideas. Whenever you get new ideas, you are bound to transfer these to the students. So keep with modern times by attending IIPT convention, by attending workshop, winter course, summer course, visit research institute, visit science museum. Even visiting science museum also adds to your concepts, adds to your understanding. Yes. So next slide, please. Yeah. I will always appeal. Be a teacher. Sir, next slide. Sir, next one, please. Transparency. Next page. Yeah. I'll always say, be a teacher and be proud to be a teacher. When you are a good teacher, you get, next one, please. You get many rewards from society, from others. And in fact, it's needless to say, you get full mental satisfaction if you work as a devoted teacher. You get respect from past students, respect from society. It is really enjoying to see the respect. In fact, I every day enjoy this respect. Whenever I go for morning walk, I meet somebody in the park or whenever during my morning walk. Sir, good morning, sir. Or it is very interesting that students 40 years before they remember me. I'm very pleased when a 70-year person says that, sir, you had taught me this subject in 1970 or 1968 and so on. So you get tremendous respect from your past students, and not only from the past student, from the society also. Recently, many times it happens that I go to some grocery shop, I am purchasing something in the grocery shop. All of a sudden, just last week it happened that a very attractive lady, 50-year-old, uh, uh, met me in grocery shop and she said, "Good afternoon, sir. How are you?" And so on. And he asked that shop person, "Don't take money from Ugla Bukra, sir. Don't take money from this person. He was my teacher." And again, from immediately from next day, the shop person or shop owner, his perspective towards me had changed. So I get respect not only from the student but from the society. When society comes to know, when other persons come to know that I am a teacher of many of his customers, valued customers. Yeah. So you enjoy this respect from our students, respect from society, and when you work with full devotion, uh, you always get self-respect. You live with dignity. You have your head held high. Remember, teaching is one of the most noble professions, uh, very much similar to doctor or justice, much more noble as compared to engineers or IT persons. Teacher is respected much more than IT persons and engineers, even though they are earning more. In fact, nowadays, earning of the teachers is not that less. In 1970, the salary of teachers was very poor, and teachers like me had to uh, sacrifice for my hobby as a teacher. My first salary was something like 250 rupees in 1965 or so. But in last few years, teachers are getting good salaries. So once again, uh, it is not that poor. Teachers need not be always poor financially also. So once again, I will say, be a teacher, be proud to be a teacher. With this, I come to the end of my lecture. Uh, uh, to prepare for this lecture, I had taken inputs from many IPT colleagues. Here is the list. I have talked with Professor Sukruta Pete from Satya College, Mumbai. I have talked with Bhupati Chakravarti, Kolkata, Raghavendra, Bangalore, Usha Singh, Indore, Pragya Domfani from Delhi, and of course, my colleagues who have always discussed anything in Pune, uh, Dr. Sunita Bhagwat, Professor J.P. Gadre, Professor Shukla. I always discuss physics and many other things with my these friends in Pune. So I'm grateful to all my colleagues in Pune. I'm grateful to my students. Yeah, uh, I'm very fortunate. I met good students. I got students who are interested in learning. Their marks I need not see, but pleasure of learning, and I got pleasure of teaching. I am grateful to my students. I would like to quote two occasions in this for this purpose. One occasion, uh, November 5, 1987. It was World Cup cricket, one day international cricket World Cup match on that day. In 1987, this 20 cricket IPL was not there. And because India had won Prudential World Cup in 1983, 87 World Cup, everyone was very much excited. On 5th November, it was semi-final match between India and England in Mumbai. On that day, my lecture to BCS was at 5 o'clock. Very troublesome. It was the peak period of the match, cricket match. But I'm very proud that at 3 o'clock in the interval, students approached me and said, "Sir, can you take that 5 lecture at 6 o'clock?" I said, "No matter." So at 6 o'clock, I went to the college. Entire college was in desolation. Perfect silence. There was nobody in the college. Everybody has, even office staff, laboratory staff has run out. Only thing was hall number 28, where Oglapurkar is taking the lecture. Hall number 28 was full with students, 50 to 60 students. Uh, Many interesting things happened in that match. I need not say here. There was a lot of politics between Kapil Dev and Gavaskar, etc. But students forgot all that. And at 6 o'clock, all the students were in my classroom and they had full concentration to my lecture. I am very proud that on that day, nobody had any lecture in the college, but my lecture was full with full attendance and students had full concentration. Am I not grateful to my students? I am. I'll never forget this incidents in my life. One more similar incident I am tempted to quote. In 1978 also, anyway, I am a slow teacher, so I cannot complete my syllabus teaching in my regular course. So I keep extra lectures on Sunday. I had kept an extra lecture on Sunday, maybe in December or so. That extra lecture was at 3 o'clock. Suddenly at 2:30, it started raining heavily. Normally it doesn't rain in December, but in that December, about 1978, it was heavily raining at 2:30. My lecture was at 3 o'clock. Of course, even though it was heavy rain, I went with my raincoat and so on at 3 o'clock. My class was full. Not only full, my class consists of 120 students, but there were more than 300 students sitting in the class. Instead of 2 students, 3, 4 students were sitting on benches, each bench. Students were sitting in windows and elsewhere. And still surprising thing was no student was having a raincoat, umbrella or anything. I was wonderstruck. The rain started heavily at 2:30 and how the student come to lecture at 3 o'clock without any raincoat also. Anyway, I completed my lecture, and after the lecture at 4 o'clock, I asked some students, how is it that you are coming here without any raincoat, umbrella, or so, in spite of heavy rain? What the student said, sir, if we come to the lecture 5 minutes before 3, we don't get any place in the hall. The class is full. Students from other divisions attend your uh, uh, class, and then we don't get any place. So we came to the lecture at 2 o'clock, much before rain started. The lecture was at 3. Students had come before 2:30, before the rain started. How can I forget these students? So many times, students from other divisions attended my lectures. Not only from other divisions, students from other colleges, more reputed colleges in Pune, Ferguson College, most reputed college in Pune. But many students from Ferguson College came to Garware College for attending lecture by Agulapurkar. Similarly, another SP College, very renowned college, student from SP College attended my lecture. Chori chori, they say, without any authority, they attended my lecture. Not only one lecture, 10 lecture till I complete that particular chapter. I am very fortunate that I got good students. And students enjoyed the learning. These students came to my lecture not for getting high marks. 300 students sitting in a class of capacity 120, not for marks, but for getting pleasure of learning. So I'm very fortunate and I'm grateful to my students who made me a good professor. So thank you, everybody. And I request all the teachers to enjoy the teaching, convey the uh, advancement of syllabi, advantages of these to your students. Whenever you work with devotion, with these concepts I have said, you are bound to enjoy your teaching, and students are bound to enjoy the lecture. So thank you, everybody. Any discussion, please?
Sir, I would like to
Yes.
add a few things. I mean, make some comments about this, and we want to keep it to more comments from people as well. But one of the things that you said when with semester system, what has happened is with semester system, the gap between two semesters cannot be used to study the backlog by students, whether it is advanced students or whether it is weak students. In a yearly system, the gap between the two semesters, like vacation, those who were having a backlog or those who couldn't complete, they were using that vacation. Now we don't get that time. That is one thing. Second thing is when you talked about dropping or diluting certain things. Now many of these
Right.
things are because many times teachers feel that certain things are useless simply because we are not focusing on to say experiential learning. I'll give one example.
Yes.
You mentioned about geometrical optics. Okay, those
Right.
who do astronomy, for example, those who do astronomy, they know the importance of aberrations. A
Correct.
small
Correct.
misalignment can cause a small misalignment between the two mirrors can cause the astigmatism in the image. And
Right.
instead of seeing a fine point of a star, it'll appear slightly elongated in one direction. You try to focus, then it will get elongated in the opposite direction. So that astigmatism is observed, experienced, but when you do not experience that any time in your life, then naturally, that mathematical concept of astigmatism and sagittal planes and all those things become unnecessary burden, and then it is diluted. So these kind of experiential learning becomes essential, and that is where somewhere we have to decide a major focus. What should be the major focus which should be taught to students. Okay, has to be decided, because what are the kind of jobs students are going to get? What are the kind of jobs are available? Okay, that also probably will be very useful, especially when the optics is the modern optics is improving, the photometry is improving. Some of these areas are completely diluted. On the other hand, uh, caterers panel, as you said, there are people who feel that it is a kind of an experiment that shows a culture and things like that. But that also, uh, when you are talking about 6-digit precision, where are we using 6-digit precision of modern instrumentation, which will decide the gravity anomaly? So these are the kind of problems we have. So even when we can say at one point of time that funding is a problem, which is really okay. In spite of having funds, sometimes people can't foresee what all things they can bring, and then probably they will keep spending money on certain kind of instruments like ballistic calorimeter or CROs in the lab. So I just wanted to comment that experiential learning will probably make certain areas like these reverberations in sound. Okay, those kind of areas probably more live again.
Mahesh Shetty sir, what you said is correct. But what I feel is, again, after adding new courses, after introducing nanophysics, material science, and so on, some topics have to be deleted.
I
Just
agree
to
that.
keep
Yeah.
the balance, just not just to avoid not increasing burden on students as well as teachers. So it is acceptable that geometrical optics is diluted or lowered. Uh, uh, the concepts like lens defects and cardinal points and so on are removed. But again, these concepts are not that way necessary as far as basic physics is concerned. Uh, Very few students will require these lens defects and cardinal points and such concepts for studying astrophysics or for some special purpose. Once the students are trained properly, whenever required, they can study of their own. The student, we have taught the student to think physics, to grasp
Yes, yes,
ideas
yes,
in
sir.
physics.
I'm not.
So the
I'm not
student can
talking
study
about.
geometrical optics whenever required. Whenever required, he can study that on his own. So it is not necessary that all the students will be burdened for that purpose. So in
Correct.
some
I'm
way, we have to accept
saying
this.
that it has to be. This topic is important or that topic important. I just
No,
gave
no,
an example
right,
how
right, right.
the
That is true.
lack of experiential learning may lead people to think that something is not important, and especially when astronomy is being more popular, material science is
Right.
being more popular, the areas related to that probably may get more emphasis. That is just one thing that I was suggesting. There are some more. Okay, Raka madam has raised the hand.
Yes, please.
Mhm. Thank you, sir, for your elaborate lecture from the evolution of physics teaching and learning in India. But here I would like to point out that on the NEP, on one hand, is saying that we are trying to make students research oriented, but on the other hand, we are trying to dilute the syllabus. For example, earlier we used to have 4 credit courses, then 3, then 2. So it has become really difficult to teach a subject which originally was of 4 credits we used to teach, and the same thing is we have to teach according to 2 credits. That's one thing. Then on the other side, I would like to say that some of the teachers, I mean, students who go abroad for their masters, it is noticed that even earlier when we had a 4 credit course, they used to find it difficult to go for MS in other countries because our BSc was not in par with the graduation in other countries. But now with the 2 credit course, it's also going to become more difficult for students to be compared with other students in other parts of the world who are graduating. And the third point I would like to mention is that in the present system, the IKS has been added, but in many colleges, I have seen that the IKS is taken as a subject for all the sciences and all the arts together, whereas physics IKS can be a separate department IKS on its own. So maybe IIPT can also help colleges and Board of Studies for designing a special IKS in physics for colleges. So these are my 3 points. I think if we can discuss that, it will help.
Rakha madam, what you said is true. First thing is, but the burden on the students is increased. In the old days, say before NEP, whatever student was studying in 6 semesters, now they are required to study in 3 semesters only. So it is true that burden on the students is increased, and that's why some syllabus has to be diluted. That is one point. Uh, as far as IKS is concerned, I feel that IKS can be together for all science subjects in one course. Not only physics, but physics, chemistry, biology, and say mathematics also. So for science subject, one IKS course, and for arts, commerce, and so on, there can be another IKS course. Uh, Again, it is a point of debate that there can be so many things which can be said for IKS in physics. But as a general matter of generalization or for convenience, it may be IKS is common for all science subjects, not for economics or art faculty
Yes,
subjects.
that is
But
not the case in many
that can
places.
be
And
combined together, IKS.
yeah, yeah. Another thing is that, in our country, we have Board of Studies and so on. So we have these meetings for third year physics syllabus or second year physics
Right.
syllabus, but we have not come up with a course which is evolving from 11, 12. That means what we want to do in 11, followed by 12, followed by first, second, third year, and so on. So arbitrarily, masters wale are doing something on their own, undergraduate syllabus is something else, and the junior college syllabus is something else. There is no concrete that what we want to achieve as a graduate student or as a postgraduate student, and that evolution should start from 11th standard onwards. So these are pockets of syllabuses which are made separately by separate people, and that's why it becomes a problem that sometimes when you are having a board of studies meeting, and then you say, oh, this is already covered earlier, so let's remove this or let's rearrange this. So these kind of things are happening because there should be something as far as physics syllabus is concerned, that okay, what we are going to do in 11th, 12th, 1, 2, 3 years of physics, and then masters. So this will be an evolution of the subject, which is not happening because there are 3 different bodies which are creating 3 different syllabus on their own, and then again how it is taught, how the examination system is there, and as you rightly mentioned, the internal mark system, though it is good on paper, it is not implemented properly. So these are again the problems, and I don't know how to tackle them, how to handle them. Are we really going to handle them? Because we have to see that our population of students, physics students especially, how they are in par with the global physics students. That is never considered, what other people are doing in other parts of the world and what we are doing in our country. I know it's difficult to compare or implement, but still at least those should be the goals rather than just thinking about that state or that particular university.
Rakha madam, what you said is true. I think many of these problems can be overcome by autonomous colleges. Now, nowadays, number of autonomous colleges is increasing, and autonomous colleges can see that internal marks are reliable. At least for my institute, internal marks are perfectly reliable. May not be reliable in university or other places, but autonomous colleges have this freedom to increase their system and to make the system more reliable. And of course, autonomous colleges can have their own structure by which uh, continuity between high school and college is maintained properly. That means syllabus, college syllabus, BS syllabus begins at a slightly lower level, compatible with what the students have studied in class 11, 12, and so on.
Yeah,
So
but
many of the problems can be avoided or reduced by autonomous courses, autonomous colleges. Please.
yeah, but sometimes it's also noticed that too much autonomy is also not very good, because most of the autonomous colleges are being too autonomous, and they are not. I mean, very few colleges are really implementing autonomy very, very well. But on the other hand, sometimes we feel it would have been better if some colleges were under the umbrella of the university. At least there was some checkpoints. Now there are no checkpoints, kind of thing. So the college has to be very serious in what they're doing, otherwise it becomes very chaotic.
This is also true,
Madam,
but let us wait for about 10 years, because autonomy system is started just before a couple of years. So, what are the real advantages and how colleges use the autonomy and what is the status, etc. We can judge at least after 5 years. So,
Yes, true,
wait
true.
for at least 5 years more to see the status of autonomous colleges and so on.
Yeah.
It will be too early to judge the autonomous colleges at this stage.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
may I say something regarding this particular point which Madam was putting? She mentioned that she expects something from IPT also for this particular problem. And I like to say that IPT does conduct winter courses and summer courses to bridge the gap, as she mentioned that what our students are studying till graduation, and then what is expected when they go out in the other countries or other universities. There is lot of gap. So at least Mumbai Sub-Regional Council is conducting summer courses and winter courses, inter schools and summer schools every year. And there we are mainly trying to bridge this gap, and we are trying to develop the skill of solving problems in the students, which otherwise is not tackled that because there is not enough time for the teachers when they are teaching at the college level.
Shamala madam, what you say is very true. Really wonderful job is being done by Mumbai Sub-RC and all other IIPT RCs and Sub-RCs should follow that. In fact, Mumbai Sub-RC has prepared a role model for other Sub-RCs. For last so many years, Mumbai Sub-RC is training the second year BSc students before they go to third year in a wonderful way. So keeping the continuity, creating interest among the students, and so on. I congratulate the persons working for Mumbai Sub-RC. Not only Mahesh Shetty, Shamala Madam, Rekha Gorpade, there are numerous persons, young persons. There are many young persons. I may not be knowing the names. I may not be able to
Yes,
quote the names.
yes, sir.
But
There
there
are
are many
many teachers
enthusiastic
who are
young
helping us
persons
also.
who are
Yeah.
working excellently for Mumbai Sub-RC and IIPT goals.
Yes,
So
sir. They are. Thank you, sir,
I
for it.
appreciate
Yeah.
Mumbai Sub-RC work in this respect. Deep
Thank you,
appreciation.
sir. Yeah. So there is
Dr. Pratap.
Dr. Pratap Patil who wants.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. It was a pleasure listening to you, sir. It was our honor to listen to you, sir. And I have a very straight and simple question. And with very humble impression, I am putting this forward, sir. In Gujarat University, they have separate wings, applied physics and pure physics. Now it is very high time that we should segregate the fundamental physics subjects to one side and the applied physics to other side. This is what my opinion. I am a retired professor from Department of Physics, Ruia College, and I am very strongly of this opinion that this is very high time we should give the best of the best knowledge to the people of like radiology or CT scan operations for few of the people, those who wants to have that, medical electronics and all that, to few of the people, those who wants to have that. And at the same time, I have seen few of the passionate teachers of modern physics even if one topic has been omitted from the syllabus, they are so upset. So they can stick to the core subject, like no, and they can enjoy their teaching. So what is your opinion, sir?
It is always a point of debate between pure science and applied science. But still, I feel that, in fact, many teachers feel that NEP, because of NEP, our uh, teaching is more research oriented and less job oriented. So I accept that applied component should be more, and physics syllabus should be student friendly so that they are attracted to
Sir,
learn physics
I
and
was associated with the board of studies. Nobody is no dare to take a firm step. As usual, steps they are taking. So I have seen that, sir.
true, sir. Very true. Thank you. Your observations
Uh,
are correct.
Is there any other question? Okay, I'll invite Sushmita Madam, who is Secretary of Mumbai Sub-Regional Council, to give vote of thanks. Sushmita Madam.
Thank you, madam. It was indeed very fortunate to hear from great Mr. ML, Professor ML Oglapurkar. I thank him on behalf of IIPT Mumbai Sabasi 08 for giving such a deep insight on how syllabus has changed with time, how programs are excellent, and the internal marks to be used judiciously. I thank Rekha Madam for always motivating us. I thank Bole sir for giving a deep insight into the IAPT working, Mumbai Sabasi 08. I thank Shamla Madam for coordinating the program, and Mahesh Sethi sir, of course, for introducing our great speaker Dr. Oglapurkar. And I have to thank Leena Joshi Madam for this wonderful Zoom platform. And also, I should thank the people who gave a very good input and just gave questions, and the answers were wonderfully answered by Sir. The wonderful audience who listened to it, and certainly they will give us a very good feedback.